Just look at that expression. Pure bliss. You already know this is gonna be a wild ride. Watch how the general's son talks his way out of everything.
The Kimura method. Step 1. Slurp it up.
So here's how the story goes. Under his eye is Yan Cheng, the only son of the nation's top general and the absolute player with a roster the size of a small army. His roster includes the emperor himself, the all-powerful regent, the leader of the martial arts alliance, and even his own personal bodyguard. Every day was a juggling act, and he loved every second of it. But it was exactly those skills that got him in trouble. One day he had a wake-up call. No way was he doing this player thing in his next life. Maybe Zhuge ran so deep that when he crossed over to the other side, he never drenched enough for the end. Either way, he somehow came back to life out of nowhere. Now awake, he just stared at his hands, completely zoned out. What's going on? Just then a voice called out from outside of Yamashita, what are you spacing out for? But what answered him was a sharp pain shooting through his wrist. That's when Yan Xiao knew for sure he was actually alive. So where are we headed?
Oh, now you're talking.
Today's the big day. You got 4 men lined up. Noon, you got a secret rendezvous with the emperor. Evening, you're meeting the regent. Then late at night, there's that secret meetup with the alliance leader. Oh, and you already promised Fu the bodyguard you'd spend the night together too. Yan Xiao's brain just short-circuited. All he could picture was 4 husbands piling on top of each other.
Oh, perfect time.
I came back right in the middle of the most chaotic day of my life. No way this time around I'm learning from my mistakes. I don't even know who killed me last time. I need to stay as far away from those swords possible. With that thought, he frantically grabbed Xiao Haoji by the collar. Move it! Turn this thing around right now, we're heading to the family estate. As the carriage rattled and lurched, Yan Xiao's mind was running at full speed. He didn't know why he'd been given a second chance, but he wasn't about to waste it. First order of business, ditch the 4-man disaster that was supposed to go down today. He pulled back the curtain, handed Xiao Haoji 4 letters, and said, take these back and deliver them to the regent, the emperor, the alliance leader, and Fu Quying. Tell them all not to wait for me. And don't mix them up. If anyone asks where I am, even my father, tell them my mother came to me in a dream and asked me to go check on my aging uncle. Don't screw this up. Once Xiao Haoji was gone, Yan Xiao couldn't stop muttering. I'm hoping this buys me enough time to change everything that went wrong before. Then he remembered something his father once said. His uncle was a man of great standing, had once held command of the Yan family army, and even the Empress Dowager gave him respect. His uncle kept a low profile though. After getting injured, he'd retired to the family estate, and Yan Xiao had never actually met him. He was hoping this trip goes smoothly. He started running through every way he could win his uncle over, hoping the man would have his back when things got rough. If I can just get through this one crisis, I can quietly figure out who actually killed me. Just then the carriage slammed to a sudden stop, sending Yan Xiao flying right out the door and face first into the grass. Xiao grabbed his head in pain. Oh, what kind of stop was that? Why not just launch me into orbit while you're at? Wait, what the heck is my hand on right now? And then, whatever it was started talking. Yow! What are you doing out here? Yan Xiao froze, he looked up, and it was today's number 2 contender, the regent Ni Zhenwang. Xunfang? Seeing that sly smile, Yan Xiao felt a chill run down his spine as a flood of nightmares came rushing back. Determined not to make the same mistakes, he shaved his head and hit the road to find the uncle he'd never met. Qingfang was the first one to figure out Yan Xiao's true identity as a player. And when it came to betrayal, he had zero tolerance. In his past life, Qingfang lured Yan Xiao to his palace and had all of Yan Xiao's attendants killed. And softly whispered, Yan Cao, I finally found you. Just like that, the past and the present blurred together. Yan Xiao snapped back to reality and quickly looked down startled. We had a deal. We'd each get what we wanted, and then he tried to kill me. Xun Wan gently cupped his face. Yan Xiao, why do you look so out of it? I asked why you're here, and you're just standing there zoning out. So Yan Xiao quickly pulled himself together. My uncle's been under the weather. I'm here to look after. On orders. Watching Yan Xiao tremble and felt a strange irritation rising in him. The front lines out west are getting unstable. I was gonna ask your uncle to come out of return. Why don't we all go together? Yan Xiao froze. His mind started rewinding in his past life. On this exact day, Qingfang had come with him to see his uncle. But Qingfang was not if not ambitious, and yet by the time Yan Xiao died, there was no word of him ever gaining any ground on the western front. Something must have gone sideways. Seeing Yan Xiao go quiet for too long, Qingwan leaned right into his face. Yan Xiao, you look pale today and you're sweating buckets. You're not feeling guilty about something, are you? Yan Xiao quickly stepped back and brushed it off, blaming the heat. Come on, weren't we going to see my uncle? Dad always said uncle and my mom were super close. Maybe if I play cute, I can put in a good word for you, your highness. Next thing you know, the two of them arrived at Yan Xiao's uncle's estate. The old servant said, please you follow me to the main hall, both of you. Inside stood a white-haired old man with his back turned to them. Yan Xiao sprinted right over, calling out as he ran. Hey uncle, I'm your nephew Yan Xiao. Then came the pre-planned flood of compliments. The old man was so startled by Yan Xiao's wide entrance that he kept stumbling back.
But I'm just a servant. You're
Yan Xiao
embarrassing
stood there
me.
frozen, eyes wide with embarrassment. The servant. Suddenly a voice came from outside the door. Shu said, since the young master is being so kind, just accept it, don't push him away. Yan Xiao turned around. The man was tall, composed, and carried himself with a quiet, restrained intensity that radiated maturity. Yan Xiao thought to himself, this is mom. He's way too young. Weren't we both supposed to be late surprises for our parents? At that moment, the man bowed to Qingwan. Now, Qingwan hadn't expected such a legendary general to be this young. If word got back to the capital, matchmakers would be lining up at his door. The man replied, Your Highness, you're too kind. I'm aware of what you've come to ask, but today is our clan's ancestral ceremony. I'm afraid this isn't the best time. I hope you understand. Qingwan laughed lightly. General, are you showing me the door? The man said, Not at all, Your Highness. It's just that the ceremony has a lot of rituals to get through, and I can't split myself in two. Yan Xiao jumped in to smooth things over. Exactly. Your Highness, you're a busy man. My uncle just doesn't want to waste your time. Besides, my uncle and I have a lot of catching up to do. As he said, He shot a desperate look at his uncle. Junwan mopped on Yan Chao's head with fond amusement. A second ago you said you'd help me, and now you're shooing me away for your uncle's sake. Fine, I won't overstay my welcome. He turned and walked away. Though a small thought nagged at him. Funny thing today. Yan Chao didn't cling to me like he usually does. Meanwhile, Yan Chao was quietly celebrating inside. Can't believe that worked. I totally dodged a disaster today. And this uncle of mine, he actually sent Qingyuan packing just like that, no hesitation, all for my sake. Looks like this uncle of mine is exactly the solid backup I was hoping for. Look at that little butt, and those big doe eyes. What uncle could possibly resist that? In the end, he totally lost himself in all those sweet uncle calls, and decided to pass down everything he knew. Pay close attention to the word pass down. It'll be on the test later. So here's how the story goes. After Yan Zhengwang left, the uncle spoke up. What brings you here out of nowhere? Time to see just how smooth a player Yan Zhi really is. I got drunk and messed everything up. I offended Yan Zhengwang and his majesty, and I'm scared they're gonna make my life miserable. I just need to lay low for a while until they cool down. Then I'll head back. The uncle seemed to sense something was off. Why not have your father handle it? And how long are you planning to hide out here? Yan Jiao continued. I'm scared my father will beat me. And besides, this kind of thing is just too embarrassing to bring up with him. I don't buy that. Your father spoils you rotten. There's no way he'd actually lay a hand on you. And you and his majesty grew up together. And you're both students of Yan Zhengwan. You're that close. Don't you think this might just be a misunderstanding? Hearing that, Yan Jiao stiffened up. And I mean his fists clenched. As a player myself, I used to think the same thing. But how did that turn out? What did they say? Every single one of them said they loved me. But none of them could handle me seeing other people. Shouldn't you accept all of me? Instead, they all turned around and came at me. Suddenly, Yan Jiao seemed to remember something. It was like someone had swapped out my letters. The handwriting and tone in those letters were identical to mine, but the content was completely different. Not only were there treasonous words against the emperor, but also plans to assassinate Qun Fang, who switched out my letters to set me up. This time around, no matter what, I can't let history repeat itself. To get this convenient uncle of his to believe her, Yan Jiao went all in. She claimed Yan Zhengwang had harassed her under the guise of tutoring, and that his majesty had ulterior motives towards you. Anyway, I can't tell my dad about any of this, so you have to help me, right? The uncle tried to brush it off and send her away, but Yan Zhou threw herself at him, stuck out her little butt, batted those big doe eyes, and said, can't I just lay low here for a little while? Just like that, this convenient uncle of hers completely lost himself in all those sweet uncle calls. Fine, you can stay, but get this straight, nobody here eats and sleeps for free. Thank you so much. Oh, what a handful. Oh wow, is that your bird? Aha, wait no, did you make that wooden bird yourself? It looks like a toy. There are poison darts inside the body, press here to fire them. After hearing that, Yan Jiao had a whole lot of new thoughts and opinions about her uncle's bird. What's up, this tea was just crying a second ago. She changes moods faster than flipping a switch. Jiao suddenly got distracted by how good looking her uncle was. Why is this uncle of mine so ridiculously handsome? Wait, why do I feel a little embarrassed right now? I spoke the craft of building mechanisms is intricate and complex. Very few people ever take an interest in it. If you're interested, I can teach you everything I know. Hold on, who are you misreading the situation here? Get some rest tonight. Alright then, get some rest tonight. Tomorrow I'll start by seeing what you already know. The next morning, Yan Jiao lazily let out a big yawn. Wasn't he supposed to test me today? The only reason she dragged herself out of bed this time to look well behaved in front of her uncle. Who else would give up sweet dreams for this? But the moment the name Yan Zhao rang out, our main character instantly pulled a complete 180. Good morning. Wait, father, what is he doing here? Don't tell me this is about to turn into a three-way confrontation first thing in the— Sneaking around with a gun and then getting caught by your uncle, what do you even do? Asking for a friend, it's kinda urgent. So here's how it all went down. Looking at the people uncle had brought along, Yan Zhao's mind started racing. Something's off about this timeline. I clearly remember that in my past life, after my father found out Fu Qian and I had met in secret, he punished Fu Qun by sending him off to the border. And that's exactly what gave me the opening to spend more time with the alliance leader. Looks like even though I changed a few things from my past life, new problems just keep showing up. Uncle Fu Qian is way stronger than me. Sparring with him seems like a bad idea, don't you think? Can you swap him out for Xiao Haozi? Her uncle said Xiao Haozi had a stomachache and was still stuck in the outhouse, so forget it. Yan Zhi didn't need 2 brain cells to figure out who did that. The culprit didn't even have the nerve to look the male lead in the eye. Fu Qian has been by your side for years. He knows your limits better than anyone and won't accidentally hurt you. Let's begin. 1 incense stick's worth of time. Stop when you land the hit. Yan Zhou could tell, this whole thing only happened because of the spar. Her uncle had pulled Fu Qian in at the last minute. Well, it is what it is, let's do this. They moved and weaved through several exchanges. Fu Qian used his agile technique to get the upper hand more than once. But when it came to acting, he was no match for Yan Zhao, who really came out on top as anyone's guess. Fu Qian, is your leg okay? Did you break something? Probably just a sprain. A little liniment should take care of it. He looking at his sad puppy, dog eyes. Yan Zhao saw right through the act. He's pretty convincing. Let's see where he's going with this. Our uncle, Fu Jun's hurt. Let me take him to get it treated. We can make up the spar another day. But her uncle was quiet for a moment, then let the 2 of them go. But watching them walk away, Yan Zhou couldn't tell if her uncle had noticed anything suspicious. Ke Jianteng tending to Fu Qian's wound, muttering under her breath. You clearly could have dodged that. Why didn't you? Now didn't I have Xiao Haozi send you a message?
You didn't get it.
I just had something on my mind and wasn't paying attention. As for the message, I don't know anything about any message. At that, Fu Qian's expression went all pitiful again. Is it because I missed your message? Did that upset you? Is that why you came here without me?
My lady, are you getting rid of me?
That set off every alarm bell in Yan Zhao's head. Past life, right before I died, Fu Qian asked me the exact same thing, except back then he was far more unhinged. I don't know why Xiao Haozi's message never got through. But right now, I need to calm this guy down before things spiral, like they did before. With that thought, Yan Zhou switched into full performance mode. Is my little pup questioning me? We've been apart for 1 day, and you've already forgotten your place. I wouldn't dare. I only want to stay by your side and serve you. Yan Zhao tilted his chin up and teased. You're my most loyal pup. As long as you behave, I'll give you whatever reward you want. Hold on, Fu Qian, that expression of yours is way too much. You're sweating like that. People would think we just went 10 rounds. Yan Zhao relented. Fine, since you're being so cooperative, we'll let it go. I did hurt my pup first today. What kind of make-up do you want? The words had barely left her mouth before he left. He had her pinned against the wall in an instant. Yan Zhao was cold into a small smile. For everyone, Fu Kan was always the easiest to wrap around her finger. But just as things were about to get real close, there was a knock at the door. Yan Zhao, why is there so much noise in there? Should I call for a physician? Look at that heavy breathing, and those fingers interlocked tight.
You can tell things were heating up in there.
Listening to those sounds coming from behind the door, nobody could imagine what was going through the uncle's head out in the hallway. Since you're fine, let's move the mechanics lesson to tonight. Yan Zhao jumped at the chance. Uncle, I'll come with you. I could use the lesson on how to pick the right material. But that turn played right into Fu Qian's hands. He had the one trying to escape right where he wanted, until Yan Zhao shot him a loaded glare. You little punk, you're acting up again. Fu Qian dropped to his knees on the spot, ready to steal Yan Zhao's 2 spirit cores. The uncle listened to those shameless sounds from inside and finally just waved his sleeve and walked off. Right then, Yan Zhao burst out. Clothes all disheveled. Uncle, wait, I'm coming with you. Fu Qian straightened himself up at lightning speed, and stuck close to Yan Zhao's side. The uncle took one look and spoke Fu Qian's
up.
Yan Zhao jumped in fast. No, he's not going. In CZ, she how sick right now. Fu Qian can color his work. Dasher pull up his pants and act like nothing happened. Fu Qian felt riled, all that effort, nothing to show for it. Any move of his fingers, and that's all we're getting out of this chapter. Fu Qian hadn't even had time to manage his other prospects. But latching onto someone like Yan Zhao was never going to be following his uncle around picking materials. Yan Zhao was already running on empty. But his mind was going a mile a minute. Uncle definitely figured out what me and Fu Qian were doing in that room. He's been ice cold this whole trip. Is he looking for an excuse to send me back home? Yes then, his uncle spoke. Yan Zhao, if you're too tired, just head home. Yan Zhao immediately shot up his hand. I'm good, I can keep going. No sooner had he said that, an arrow came flying out of nowhere and hit Yan Zhao square in the lower back. Yan Zhao was fuming inside. They had the nerve to come at me in broad daylight. Clearly they had zero respect for my uncle. Wait a minute, why not use this to play the sympathy card? Uncle, I'm fine. As long as you're not hurt, that's all that matters. Zhao isn't much of a fighter. All I could do is take that arrow for you. For your safety, you have to find out who's behind this. His uncle was speechless. Was that arrow even meant for me? Forget it, let's get you patched up first. Total boyfriend energy, and then came a cry of pain. Yan Zhao's wound was all bandaged up. The renowned healer Liao Chu said your little friend here has delicate skin, he can't handle pain well. He'll probably be out for a few hours. But honestly, someone got hurt right under your nose. Some uncle you are. His uncle scoffed. I'm a wealthy merchant recovering from illness. I can't exactly race commoners. The healer chuckled. Yeah, sure you can. Just then Yan Zhao woke up, and his uncle hurried over, telling him not to move and to rest. The healer excused himself, not wanting to disturb the patient. His uncle gazed at Yan Zhao lying there, his eyes looking like they were seeing someone else entirely. The moment I laid eyes on this book called Changshao, I knew this episode was going to be something else.
Our main character is Yan Zhao.
Even past Alpo, this total player never stopped working his magic. It took 3 squeezes of his precious before he finally snapped.
Uncle, where am I close?
The uncle kept his cool and didn't panic. Don't be so reckless, you'll tear your wound open. You had a fever last night and soaked through your clothes, so I took them off to wash them. Just as Yan Zhao was about to move in close to thank his uncle, I'll shout right now, stop right there, thief. And that triggered every bit of Yan Zhao's nosy instincts.
Why is it so loud? Check it out.
But before he even reached the door, someone came crashing in face first. You dare act this recklessly on our Woolen Alliance's turf.
You've got a death wish, shot. What are you doing here?
Both of them frozen bloated out the exaction at the same time. After the guards dragged the intruder away, Hua Shangmen turned his attention straight to Uncle Tian. Zhao, who was this half-dressed man sharing a room with you? Yan Zhao shot his nosy uncle a quick glance, then his mind started racing. I got ambushed yesterday and now I run into Hua Yu's today. That's way too much of a coincidence. In my past life he should have already headed back to the Woolen Alliance by now. To avoid digging himself into a deeper hole, Yan Zhao grabbed the 3rd seat contender and bolted. We're just gonna grab another round of drinks, back in a sec. 3 seconds later the two of them turned up in another room, still half-dressed. Zhao, you scared me half to death that day. Let's have some serious luck between us. I stepped out to run an errand and still managed to bump into you. Wait, you're hurt. I was with my uncle at the market yesterday, when some thugs jumped me. If I hadn't been lucky, I might never have seen you again. That's outrageous, how dare anyone lay a hand on you? I'll bring it up to the Emperor at the Royal Hunt, make sure they pay for it. His mouth was talking, but his hands were definitely not staying still. Quite the gentleman. I was confused again, the way things looked, Huayus seemed to have nothing to do with the attack yet. So who the heck is trying to hurt me? In his past, Huayus never went to the Royal Hunt. At that moment, Huayus cut right into Yan Zhao's thoughts. The Emperor has asked me to join the Royal Hunt in 3 days. I know you love hunting. I want to make you happy. You must be in a rough place lately. Why else would you come and wind out your uncles? And if the hunt doesn't interest you, I also tracked down a special little treasure with some of my brothers. Once you're healed up, Zhao, I'm all yours to do with as you please. And with that, he pulled a book called Changshao Bao Dian out from inside his robe. With all those wild positions on the pages, even Yan Zhao couldn't stop the blush from spreading across his face. Have you no Shenwu said anything about doing whatever I please? You got some nerve. Oh, I get to set the terms then. Shangming could barely hold himself back, his eyes constantly wandering all over Yan Zhao. So, what does Zhao want? To the ends of the earth and back. Whatever you want, I'll make it happen. What's that? Yan Zhao looked at the hickey on his collarbone and his heart sank. Damn it, that must have been left by that guy, his father. But hey, this was Yan Zhao we're talking about. Executed distraction and he had Hua Shanmen completely thrown off. Something about passing out from the arrow wound and getting nipped by a stray dog. It's my fault, I haven't been keeping up with my training, I'm just not good enough. Take note of that word fault. It'll be on the test. That's not what I meant at all. Let me walk you back to your room, then I'll go hunt down whoever did this and make them pay. Deal. You better look into it properly. And Jiao, please take care of yourself. If you're ever in danger, call for me. Yan Jiao quickly replied, I will. You stay safe too. I'll be waiting for you to make it up to me. The player was busy schooling her little puppy inside the carriage and got caught by her imperial husband. Small potatoes. The real chaos is having all 4 husbands stuck in the same. So here's how it went down. The little puppy dropped to his knees in front of Yan Jiao, blaming himself for not being by her side when she got hurt. Then he delivered some news someone would be standing in for the prince at the autumn hunt in 3 days. But Yan Zhou's stomach immediately dropped. 4 husbands, 1 place. The whole thing sounded like a complete disaster. She brushed off Fu Qian with a lame excuse, then turned around and went straight for her soul, called uncle's cheek. Would you come with me to the autumn hunt? With a face that stops traffic. I'm worried the people I've rubbed the wrong way will use the hunt as an excuse to come after me. But if an elder is there, they'll at least think twice. The uncle threw up his hands. I've been out of court politics for years. Without a royal invitation, I can't just show off. Besides, Fu Qian's more than capable of keeping you safe. Znara was not having it. She immediately put on her best lost puppy face. If you're still worried, I'll make you a hidden weapon before you go. Uncle, that's so thoughtful. Thank you so much. Looking at his niece's bright smile, the uncle instinctively reached out, an old habit, but then caught himself and pulled his hand back. Yanzhou grabbed his hand before he could pull away and asked what's wrong. Are you going to pipe my head? Just do it. I love being close with you, uncle. The uncle paused for a moment, then said, don't worry. Your father would sooner lose his title than let anyone mess with you. And his majesty won't just stand by while someone causes trouble at the house. Yanzhou felt exhausted. The troublemaker eyes his majesty. The uncle gave her a few more reminders to rest and take care of herself. Meanwhile, Yanzhou was busy scheming how to handle the 4 husband shot. Maybe she could pit them against each other. Play them all, let them tear each other apart. Now that had potential. 3 days later, the doctor came back for a follow-up. The wound was healing nicely, but she still needed to keep it dry for a couple more days to avoid infection. Yanzhou quickly asked, will it leave a scar? Don't worry, in a few days there won't be a single mark left. Yanzhou thought, great, so it'll be gone in a few days. Then she broke into a mischievous grin. Why is your niece acting so weird? Probably takes after her father. Just then Fu Qian's voice came from outside, my lord. It's getting late. Time to head out. Yan Zhao started to bolt, but stopped after 2 steps. The uncle had grabbed her and slipped a ring onto her finger. It's small and easy to carry, perfect for self-defense. I've already shown you how to use it these past 2 days. Yan Zhao planted a big kiss on her uncle's cheek, then skipped off while he stood there completely stunned. Thanks, uncle. Love you. I'll make it up to you double when I'm back. And is actually that comfortable around you. Cut the small talk. What did you find out? The doctor's expression turned serious and laid out everything he'd uncovered. The assassin appears to be connected to the young lady from the Prime Minister's estate, but she's probably just a front. The uncle took a sip of tea. They're testing where my line is. They've been suspicious of me for years and never let it go. If keeping a low profile isn't enough to ease their minds, then there's no point hiding anymore. Keep digging. I'll give everyone an answer they can live with. Meanwhile, on the other side, the carriage was flying down the mountain road like it was in a race, and Yan Zhao was losing it inside. Hey, you little rat. I'm still injured, you know. Are you trying to send me to my grave? The puppy immediately pulled her close. I'm so sorry, my lord. If I'd stayed by your side that day, you never would have gotten hurt. I won't let the person who did this get away. Relax, uncle's handling it. Just focus on keeping me safe. But my lord, you'd never even met Sanye before. So why have you been so close with him lately? And why are you avoiding me? What does that mean? Oh wow, is the puppy jealous? Or is he just using this as an excuse to cash in what I owe him? Just as things were about to get R-rated, the curtain was pulled open. Jiao, we've come to pick you up. The scene froze for 2 solid seconds. What exactly is going on here? This guy's a total scheduling wizard. Juggling 4 husbands, throwing questions at him left and right, and he still finds time to think about his uncle. So what's this story even about? Last time we left off, everyone's favorite was getting grilled by all 4 husbands and couldn't get a word in. The emperor spoke up first, condemning the street attack and planning to send an ambassador to sort things out. Yan Zhao said, relax, I'm almost fully healed. Actually, the weird part is, that assassin didn't seem to be going for the kill. I only got a minor wound. But your majesty, no need to make a big deal out of this. I'll keep the peace. Whoever dared lay a hand on you is no small fish. They've got serious backing. This whole thing feels more like a test or a warning. Yan Zhao had to admit that made sense, but who would risk going up against the Guardian General's family just to hurt me? What's the angle? Or, better yet, what does our family have that someone wants? All 4 husbands immediately offered to take Zhao home with them. First up was husband number 3, the Alliance Chief. Then the Emperor chimed into my chambers guarded by the Imperial Guard. It's the safest place there is. I know Zhao studied self-defense under the young Alliance Chief for a while. I didn't realize the 2 of you had grown close. Husband number 2, Prince Naijiang, spoke up, Your Majesty. Zhao is grown now, not the child who used to live in the palace and study alongside you. Going back to the palace with you would draw attention, and staying too long would only invite gossip. Zhao quickly stepped over and put an arm around his beloved's shoulder, dropping a hint, why not come stay at the prince's estate for a while? Yan Zhao was completely done. Absolutely have enough. Then, husband number 3 twisted the knife, even deeper, His Majesty and the Chun Prince are both very busy. Why not let Zhao stay with me? You spent a good part of last month at the Wuling Alliance anyway. Already used to the food and routine there and can keep training in self-defense. That carnelian pendant Zhao left behind last time is still sitting at my place. Haven't had a chance to return it. So that's where it went. I've been looking everywhere for it. When did Zhao become so dead, kid? I can never track you down when I need you to review your studies. Yet somehow you're always eager to go train with the young Alliance Chief. How does that work? Meanwhile, husband number 4, little Fu Qian, couldn't get a word in the whole time. Poor guy. The master scheduler shot back. You 2 are impossible to pin down. Always disappearing. I didn't want to bother you. And Fu Qiang just got back from military training. He needs to rest. Besides, the move the young Alliance Chief teaches me are really impressive. Of course I'm into it. That whole pitiful routine worked. All the husbands fell into deep thought, reflecting on their own shortcomings, and vowing to spend more time with him. Why did the pendant I gave Zhou end up at the young Alliance Chief's place? Yan Zhao's head was spinning. We're going in circles again. Father's getting older and keeps staying hurt before his old wounds even heal. It breaks my heart, so I wanted to learn more from the young Alliance Chief to help carry the load. One must have accidentally left the pendant there during one of our sessions. I looked for it a long time after but couldn't find it. I meant to tell you, but you were so busy. I didn't want to be a bug. Teacher after all. Please don't be upset. Oh, with the puppy expression successfully smoothed things over with Husband 2. But then the Emperor jumped back in, something's not adding up, you're hiding something again. Didn't you spend several nights in my chambers with me last month?
How could you have been staying at the Wu Alliance?
The Angel's Knight Majesty was overworking himself last month. I'd wait until you fell asleep, then slip over to the young Alliance Chief place to get herbs to help restore your strength. The Emperor was so touched he grabbed Yangel's hand and launched into a long, heartfelt speech. Then the Alliance Chief twisted the knife. Your Majesty and Zhao really are thick as thieves. So close you even sleep under the same roof. Prince Nizhang's expression shifted. I had no idea Zhao had been spending so many nights in the Emperor's chamber. That landed like a bomb, the whole room filled with tension. Yan Zhao broke into a cold sweat, then flashed a bright smile. Is the Qing Prince jealous that Zhao was only worried about father and Yin Xi and didn't come check on you? How about Zhao keeps you company tonight to make up for it? Consider it a peace offering. Himself, Zhao is so devoted. Why not ask our Emperor to grant us a marriage? Then come stay with me for a few days. Come stay at my place for a few days. Yan Zhao fumed internal. Your name is Qing, and you're acting like a real animal. So he quickly pivoted and landed on a plot. He proposed spending the first few days of the hunt with the Emperor, fitting in some self-defense training with the young Alliance Chief in between, then having the Qing Prince of Fujian escort him home. As for whether I can stay at my uncle's place, I really should check with him first, right? That's only proper. All four husbands couldn't argue with that, and Yan Zhao thought that was close. Almost he promised to step back and simplify things, but somehow he keeps getting pulled in deeper. But just then, someone came to report, Your Majesty, it's time. The hunt is about to begin. Husbands were incredibly impressive out there, but Yan Zhao just sat there, bored out of his mind. I wonder what uncle looked like back in the day riding into battle. Must have been someone. He looked up and spotted his second brother. What are you doing here?
Your
Leg. How are you walking all of a sudden? I'll explain when it's over. But you're usually the first one in the middle of the action. How come you let Fu Qian take your spot today? Meanwhile, Uncle got word that someone might be targeting Yan Zhao, and decided to go check things out himself. Feet aren't just legs. They're like a river in springtime. So here's how the story goes. As a total sibling-obsessed older brother, he absolutely spoils his little sibling rot. I still haven't found out who huge favor. Who was it? Our family has to repay them properly. Just some troublemaker who owes me a debt. Don't worry about it, Zhao. I'll handle it myself. Hearing that, Yan Zhao immediately got a sly little smirk on his face. Hey, alright, I won't cry then. Just then, the crowd got rowdy. A sacred white deer had appeared. But Yan Zhao was too busy staring at his second brother last. He thought to himself, his second brother had always been a natural at military strategy. He dreamed of following the father and ultra-personally trained. The father had personally trained future. But fate can be cruel. After a leg injury at 14, he lost his spark and fell into a long slump. It took a long time before he slowly got back on his feet. But one thing never changed. His second brother had always been the gentlest person. Wait. Now that his leg is healed, if he can catch the white deer again and get the recognition he deserves, it might actually make him happy. His second brother was always meant to stand in the spotlight. Hey, I haven't watched you ride a shoot in ages. Come on, I want to see it. His overprotective brother shot back. You're still injured, Zhao. The overprotective brother completely caved every time he heard his little sibling call his name. Out on the hunting grounds, all four husbands had gone after the white deer, but the deer dodged every attack and ended up running straight to Yan Zhao. It's the white deer. Yo, go after him. But his second brother was worried about aggravating Yan Zhao's wounds on, so he helped him and told him to stay safe, and rode off alone to chase the deer. Left with nothing to do, Yan Zhao lay lead against a tree, snacked a little, and before he knew it, he was out cold. When he finally opened his eyes again, he was surrounded by This scene was way beyond a simple nosebleed moment. His husbands bustling around him, Yang Zhao still hadn't fully processed what was happening. Wait, what exactly is going on? He looked closer, and things got even wilder. All four husbands were there. But why were they all here? No way, all four at once. I can't handle this. So he grabbed his stuff and then bolted, but then he slipped and slid right into another room. Through the haze, he could barely make out the silhouette. The voice was incredibly familiar, but he couldn't make out the face. And this person was about to do something very naughty to Yan Zhao. Yan Zhao jolted away from the dream. Wait, I was the one having the dirty dream. How did I even dream something like that? And that person whose face I couldn't see. Who were they? But the next second he was already tangled up with the white deer in his arm. Honestly, this guy is something else, not a care in the world. Suddenly an arrow came flying in and struck the white deer dead right in front of him. He looked, it was his second brother. Yan Zhao, riding his boozy courage, pulled a wrestling move on his own uncle, and then dared him to show off his big treasure. The story goes that Shenli watched a white deer he'd been playing with one moment die in his arms the next. Then the crowd of palace guards arrived, and the whole thing just blew over. That evening at the celebratory banquet, second brother was rewarded as expected. Being able to hunt the white deer for your majesty was thanks to my brother's help, and truly a blessing from heaven upon our great yin. That is the greatest reward I could ask for. He delivered every word of that polished speech flawlessly, and every guest at the table praised him as a brilliant young man. Then the emperor turned his gaze to Yan Zhao and asked what reward he wanted. Yan Zhao bowed and asked that his majesty give his second brother a chance to earn real merit, and not let his talents go to waste. After that speech, every guest couldn't stop raving about the two Yan brothers, a perfect picture of brotherly love and respect. Young Yan Zhao may pick a few items from the tribute gifts as his reward. After thanking the emperor, the two brothers warmly traded compliments with each other. By then, the savvy officials were already moving into schmooze. Yan Zhao was completely fed up dealing with these political veterans. These same people used to talk trash about me and my brother being a disgrace to our military family. Now they're crawling over to kiss up. Nobody asked for it. His second brother called every Yan Zhao's irritation. He said, I know you hate dealing with this crowd. If you're bored, have father walk around with you. I'll come find you later. Yan Zhao flashed his brother a sweet pout, grabbed a plate of desserts, and made his exit. Come on, guys, let's go get some fresh air and walk off the bus. Once they were away from the crowd, something came and nuzzled rubbing against me. It tickles. Grab me a rope, will you? I'm a little cold. Seeing his father hesitate, Yan Zhao added, it's the royal hunting grounds. What could possibly go wrong? Besides, I'm a grown man. I'm not gonna get lost. Go on, I'll wait right here. Be quick. His father walked away, glancing back every few steps. And in just that short window of time, things went sideways. Who couldn't hold his leap, had unknowingly eaten some pastries laced with alcohol. Now his whole body was burning up, and in a daze, he wandered toward the lake he remembered from before. At that moment was by the lake hanged with an old subordinate, and he casually asked if the man knew anything about the origin of the arrow that had been shot at Yanjiao. The craftsmanship matches the same batch that caused Lady Yan's death all those years ago. A cold flash crossed Uncle's eyes. The general's household was too powerful and attracted too much attention. My sister paid the price as a woman, and now they want to use Yanjiao to threaten me again. Uncle was about to give General Zhao a few more instructions when he spotted Yanjiao stumbling unsteadily toward the lake. Without another word, Uncle dismissed his man, threw off his coat and hat, and dove straight into the lake. What followed was a little splash fest between the two of them in the water. Hands everywhere, completely shameless, zero restraint. Yanjiao had Uncle completely flustered and worked up. The uncle clearly came because he was worried about me, but he'd never just admit it. Did you drink? I did not drink. I didn't have a single drop. Meanwhile, he was seeing triple, 3 heads on his uncle. So he reached out and grabbed his uncle's head to hold it. Hey, let me tell you a secret. I was actually playing with the white deer today. And then second brother hunted. Everyone thought I was helping distract it, said I deserved credit, and the emperor even gave me a reward. Ha, pretty funny, right? I'm glad I could help my brother. But that little deer was actually pretty cute. One moment it was curled up in my arms. The next it was dead right in front of me. I just feel weirdly sad about it. Uncle didn't say anything, he just wanted to check on Yanjiao's wound. The boy still had an arrow injury. But Yanjiao wrapped himself around Uncle like a vice and wouldn't let go. Zhao, stop squirming. Yanjiao got mischievous. What are you hiding in there? What's the big secret? Is it a new hidden weapon for me? Innocent little me has no idea what's going on. Zhang Yanzhou wanted to peek at his stand in Uncle's family jewels, but the uncle wouldn't let him. Yanzhou sulked and said, fine, don't let me look. They keep everything from me anyway. But I'm not stupid. In Uncle sighed helplessly. Not stupid, ha. After that, he scooped Yanjiao up and headed out, only to run smack into Prince Naijiang out of nowhere. Wusheng trespassing on the royal hunting grounds as a capital. The stand-in uncle wasn't exactly thrilled to see him either. I hear the royal guard is handpicked and trained by the king of Qin himself. Quite a disciplined bunch, yet not one of them spotted me here. I wonder what the king makes of that. Neither side got the upper hand, so they shifted the conversation to Yanjiao. Watching the king of Qin reach for his nephew, the stand-in uncle pulled the boy in tight. Thank you for your concern, your highness. He's been spoiled rotten since he was little. He can be a handful, bound to rub people the wrong way without even meaning. The king of Qin spoke up. General Yun knows if he keeps digging, she'll eventually use it against him, then turn the whole thing around. What is it you want? Your highness. The world's a dangerous game to having to pretend you don't see it. Where's the fun? Why not take the wheel yourself? Don't you think so, General Yun? Those words were a clear invitation to pick a side. Your highness certainly has the power to make it happen. But Zhao is knave. I'd ask that your highness continue to look after him for now. Once this is all over, I'll come for him myself. And just like that, Yanjiao was left in the king of Qin's hands. Looking at the figure passed out on the bed, the king of Qin murmured, still can't hold your liquor. A few sips of rice wine and you're already out cold. Ever since that day at the Yan family estate, you've been more nervous around me than usual. What are you so afraid of? People are such hypocrites. They want to see the real you, but then they're terrified when they actually If you ever saw the real me, would you run like the rest of them? Or maybe I should clip your wings and keep you by my side forever. After all, only the dead never betray you. Isn't that right? Just then, Fu Quan barged in. Get out. I don't need you here. Fu Quan held his ground and said, my lord cannot sleep without an attendant nearby. It's my duty to stay. I'm afraid I cannot obey that order. Yanzhou smashed his lips. They're bait for her man. Her waist isn't just a waist. It's a blade aimed straight at him. And you, leader of the Hu Alliance, what kind of game are you playing? Using your looks to get what you want. Alright, Xilu, this story is about the god emperor. Last time our eager little puppy Fu Quan sniffed his way right to her. Zhang Qingfan vomited and gone. Looks like young Dr. Song has been away from the palace so long he forgot his place. Fu Quan's face dropped. He'd been called out. I have no idea what you're talking about. Just as the two were about to come to blows, Yanjiao stirred and slowly opened her eyes. Fu Quan was at her side in a flash, laying on the puppy dog act thick. Hey, why do you look so pale? Don't worry, I got you. Nobody's gonna hurt you. My lord, do you require my services tonight? That little move drove Qingfan absolutely crazy. But Yanjiao, still half out of it, had no idea how serious things were. She was busy flirting with her little puppy. When things were about to get out of hand, Yanjiao's stomach turned on her. She threw up all over Fu Quan. That gave the king of Nejing a good laugh. What a gift from Xiao, the attendant bowed graciously and took his leave. Fu Quan had already made up his mind. He knew exactly what poison to give this annoying guy. The next morning, Yanjiao woke up in the king of Naijiang's arms. She grabbed his chest, and suddenly it hit her. Wait, why is Qingfan here? Wasn't I with my uncle in the woods last night? I don't black out when I drink. So where did my uncle go? My lord, you're awake. Drink this while it's still hot. Though that medicine looked a little suspicious, didn't it? At that moment, Qingfan also woke up and wrapped his arms around Yanjiao. Your Majesty, why are you in my tent? You were late coming back last night. I went looking for you and found you passed out by the lake, so I carried you back. Yanjiao barely had time to glance at him. She couldn't afford to worry about the puppy's feelings right now. What Qingfan said didn't match what she remembered. So Qingfan came looking for me like, he must have run into my uncle. But even if they saw each other, he'd never tell me. I just hope my uncle didn't get dragged into any trouble. And come to think of it, I was alone all night and nothing happened. Maybe we had it wrong. Whoever it is might not be someone powerful after all. Shun paused at that. He couldn't let Zhao keep digging. If this really tied back to the Empress Dowager's people, it would be dangerous. Or maybe they just couldn't find the right moment and are waiting for another chance. Yanjiao shot to her feet. Until I know who's behind this, and why, I won't have a moment's peace. Time to go on the offensive. Flush them out. Spread the word that I was already wounded from an earlier assassination attempt, and last night's hunk made it worse. Say the king is furious and launching a full investigation. Whoever's guilty won't be able to keep a straight face for long. Someone showed up before the day was out, but it wasn't the person Yanjiao was fishing for. It was one of his old buddies. Zhou, the Minister of War, a fellow young nobleman and Yan Zhao's closest friend. Everyone knew him as a total chatterbox push-up, never studied a day in his life, and the guy who dragged Yan Zhao to see pretty girls more times than anyone could count. I'm just putting on a show right now, but hey, you still brought me a gift. That's actually sweet. Wait, what? Putting on a show? For who? I feel like you've been acting all mysterious lately. That brain of yours can't handle it. Just don't even bother. Hey, why do you smell like perfume? Sneaking out to party during the royal hunt. You've got some nerve. For an excuse, said he was a total screw up, definitely no Malu, and he wasn't the only one who slipped out. Deputy Minister Li Zhao tied second someone too. Apparently the star of the show there was drop dead gorgeous. He said, come on, Ting Chu, let's go check it out. And just like that, Yan Zhao and Chen Yu ended up at a pleasure house. Yan Zhao looked thoroughly unimpressed. He'd sworn off this scene years ago. None of these women were doing anything for him. But the moment the curtain was pulled back, Yan Zhao's jaw dropped. Ha Yuzi, what are you doing here? Alright, setting the scene hall, where anyone's welcome to come and go, and our little guild leader is looking so lively, I can't even fall asleep. So here's the deal. How did the young hero of the martial arts alliance end up as a top back at Boland's place? Just as Yan Zhao was about to say something, Chen Yu waved the guild leader over. My body here is no ordinary guest. Take good care of him. The guild leader heard that and got all flustered and flirty. It was absolutely irresistible. All the people to run into I never expected to see Zhao. Yan Zhao was spiraling inside. My innocent image in Ho Ho's eyes is completely shot. Right then the guild leader wound up and launched herself at him. Because nothing a good hug can't fix, right? No worries, you two just do your thing. Pretend I'm not even here. Yan and Zhao's response, please kindly see yourself out. Then the guild leader helped Yan Zhao up and said, didn't the prince see you arresting using your old injury as bait to draw out the killer? Well, it was the plan, sure, but shortly after I put the word out, a friend told me he saw someone sneaking over here from the hunting grounds. I figured it was connected to the assassin, so I had him bring me here. But I've never been to a place like this before. I nearly blew my cover the second I walked up. Shoshi said that he realized he'd fallen back into his habit of absent-mindedly touching his chest, and he quickly pulled his hand away. By the way, why are you here dressed like this? The guild leader pulled him and even called went undercover to investigate a cult. They've been draining people dry, emptying their savings, and it's causing a spike in theft and robbery. I traced it back to Chuyang Yushan, but when I was going through their ledgers, I found the handwriting looked exactly like yours, Zhao. I thought the guild leader at the tilted his head back, clearly shaken by something. Once he composed himself, he continued. Let's human type to come to a place like this, so I snuck in to investigate. That's when I spotted the second son of Deputy Minister Li, the one who supposedly has no interest in men, slipping in here all shady like. Looked like he was delivering a message. Never mind the loop keepy. Seems my report that I never once set foot in a place like this. There's no way I left any trace here. In my past life, it was forged letters in my handwriting that left me with no way to defend myself. Could it be the same people coming after me, both in and out? While Yan Zhou's brain was working overtime, the guild leader had already gone completely starry-eyed. Jiao is just too adorable. Oh, that second son might be the key. We need to find him and whoever he's been meeting with fast. Then he glanced over at Chen Yu. Don't worry about him. The people here know how to look after their VIP guests. I'll cut to the masterman who had already ordered Splinter's men to destroy the ledgers and silence the messenger for good. Suddenly the door burst open and Chen Yu stumbled, completely wasted. Yang Zhao, where the heck did you disappear? Don't tell me you ditched me the second you spotted someone pretty. What the? When Yan Zhao and the guild leader rushed over, they slapped him across the face, repeatedly trying to snap him out of it. But Chen Yu showed zero signs coming around. Okay, Zhao, that's enough. He just passed out from the shock. Keep going and you might actually finish him off. But the second son was stone cold dead. Yan Zhao was beyond frustrated. Damn it, so close. The trail just went cold again. Look back, and on the way they ran into a messenger from the martial arts alliance, basically telling the guild leader to get back immediately. Yan Zhao started piecing together in his head. There seems to be a thread connecting all of this, but I can't quite grab it. Compared to my past life, this time around I changed the moment where I fought Xilai, and I went to my uncle's side. Things have played out so different in the wind. So why can't I shake the fate of being in the hunt? Where did I go wrong? Now just then the guild leader leaned in again. Zhao, did you hear what I just said? Would you be willing to come back with me and meet my parents? She looks like a total sweetheart, the young alliance leader. And red lanterns all over the house. This is got shock and ran all over. So here's the deal. Last episode, the young alliance leader invited Yao back to her hometown for her father's birthday banquet. Yan Zhou wasn't planning to get any more involved. After all, he was trying to get out of the game. But then something hit him in his past life. Around these exact days, Hu Yu's younger brother had died suddenly. That sealed it. Yan Zhao decided to make the trip. Saving a life is worth more than anything, and maybe he could stop history from repeating itself. But there was no way to tell Hu Yu's the real reason. Hey, can I bring Fu Quan along? I'm used to having him around. A little thing like that isn't going to stop Zhao from coming home. Follows is basically Yan Zhou going off on the male lead, over and over, and loving every second of it. We're skipping that part. Word to the next morning, Emperor and Prince Zheng, both of her guys are absolutely beside themselves with worry and won't stop giving her instructions. Majesty gave them a personal protected charm, made by the royal advisor at the Emperor's birth, said to save your life when it counts. Prince Nijiang kept it short and blunt. Zhao, you're heading out to investigate a cult. Go bold, go fearless. If the sky falls, I'll hold it up for you. Bottom line, from both of them, watch your back. You two, uncle and nephew, are always this long-winded. We're going to be late. She waved them off and climbed into the carriage. The young alliance leader spoke up. How come I didn't see you say goodbye to your second brother? Zhao looked worried. Second brother wasn't feeling well. He looked terrible. I'd take him home first thing this morning. Wu Quan, the eager young guy driving the carriage, wasn't exactly keeping his mind blank either. Three guys had already gotten screen time, and Master's interest in any new toy never lasts long. Whether it's the alliance leader, the regent, or the emperor himself, in the end the only one who'll always be by Master's side is me. Cut to Yan Zhao craning his neck, looking genuinely confused. Is today really just your uncle's birthday? That nobody's actually getting married? Staring at the giant red lanterns everywhere, Yan Zhou was completely lost. Well, it all goes back to my parents' wedding. They got married on my father's birthday, so every year his birthday banquet feels just like a wedding anniversary. I see. Your uncle and aunt really are something special together. As the two of them walked in, the whispers started flying. Most of it wasn't exactly flattering. You get the picture. What really threw Yan Zhou off was that all the guys were carrying weapons, and it didn't look like self-defense to him. It cut to Yan Zhao had already met the future in-laws. Then each into the pleasantries and phrase sums it up and hit it off immediately. And the in-laws didn't seem to have any issue with Yan Zhao being a man. If anything, they seemed thrilled that their oblivious son had finally found someone. Zhao and I will sit down and explain everything to you both properly another day. Right now, the priority is figuring out what to do about the cult. Fu Quan listened and then gave a more detailed breakdown. Simply put, it's an obedience drug, but long-term use causes mental duration and can even be life-threatening. That's as as the alliance leader just mentioned, powerful officials are involved. They wouldn't use something that crude. It was a type of parasite that works similarly to an obedience drug. Same effect, but far less harmful. Almost no side effects. The catch is it needs to be taken with certain fungi. The martial arts alliance leader nodded. No wonder he's a guard from a general's household. The man really knows his stuff. Speaking of parasites, there was once a legendary practitioner whose name shook the whole realm. Even the Lei Emperor showed him respect. His name was Sang Xiao. But he passed away many years ago. The alliance leader's wife continued, I do remember he had one last disciple, young but extraordinarily gifted. Just from hearing a description, he could identify any parasite toxin and formulate an antidote. I had the chance to meet him a few times. He looks quite a bit like the young lord's attendant. Correctly, his name was Sang Yi. With Yan Zhou sticking his little butt out like that, how could he possibly escape the clutches of flashy alliance leader? So here's how the story goes. Why you ask? Back then, the ancient god sensed someone was coming for his life, so he entrusted his only disciple to the cub. But the kid was stubborn as a mule and ran off halfway, saying he was going back to find Sang Xiao. After that, nobody heard from him again. Yan Zhao snuck a glance at Fu Quan and saw how lost and broken he looked. It really tugged at his heart. In this past life, Fu Quan had told him about his background and insisted security that his master had been murdered. Thinking of that, he immediately cut into the alliance leader's conversation and steered the topic somewhere else. If Fu Yang really is the ancient god Sang Xiao's disciple, then I just hit the jackpot. It's just too bad Fu Quan is an orphan from the general's manor who's been by my side since we were kids. Back then, he was shorter than me, just a little beanpole. So the four of them just laughed and chatted, and nobody brought up the ancient god Sang Xiao again. They were too busy talking. Young master, come try this sweet treat. Thank you for your kindness, ma'am. Zhao won't be shy. Just then, Fu Qiang's brow furrowed, like he caught something off. My lord, hold on. He then pulled the parasite worm right out of the tea. Everyone was shocked. Had the cult's people already infiltrated the capital's martial alliance? The group talked it over and decided to round up everyone who had handled the tea and snatched for questioning. Knowing something about parasite worms was kept behind to help with the investigation. Cut to Yan Zhao with his butt sticking up, face twisted in pain like he was really suffering through something. Come on, please give me a break. I'll behave, I promise. I gotta stretch those muscles out now, you won't be sore tomorrow. 好家伙, wow wow. Zhao, you've changed a lot compared to before. I sent you here to train. You complain your legs hurt after standing for 15 minutes. You were picky about everything. Food, clothes, you name it. A total little terror. Now you can read a room, you've got a smooth way with words, and riding and archery. No problem at all. It's only been a few days, but it's like you're a whole different person. Like you grew up overnight. Laughed bitterly to himself, because I literally lived an entire life over again. After saying that, he lifted his right foot and planted it square on the alliance leader's shoulder. Haven't you changed too? You used to tell me everything. Now you're keeping secrets from me. What kind of normal birthday party comes loaded with that many deadly weapons? Yes, the alliance he unsuspected that there was a mole, so he used this banquet to draw them out. Guess there really is no hiding anything from Zhao. Yan Zhao suddenly thought of the alliance leader's younger brother. In his past life, he had been killed right around the same time. Part of why he came on this trip was to save him, so he wanted to use this chance to investigate the cult case alongside the alliance leader. But the alliance leader shot it down without a second thought. He figured those cult fanatics were stone cold killers and was afraid Yan Zhao might get hurt. Zhao may not be the best fighter, but he's sharp as a tack. Besides, he's still got Fu Quan watching his back. Before could even finish working his charm, a shout came from outside the door. Fu Quan had gotten hurt while interrogating the mole. Clever little schemer Fu Quan basically said the Academy Awards owes me a trophy. Fu Quan got tied up by Yan Zhao like that. What on earth is going on here? So here's how the story goes. Fu Quan, our little rising star, got hurt while interrogating a suspect. Seeing him covered head to toe in bandages, Yan Zhao's heart just broke. Are you okay? Where are you hurt? Is it bad?
My lady.
I'm sorry I let you down. It's not deep. A few days rest and I'll be fine. Hearing that, Yan Zhao finally breathed a sigh of relief. As long as he's okay, that's all that matters. But the scratch marks on his body made Yan Zhao suspicious for a moment. Fu Quan has always hated seeing me get close to anyone else. Whenever I spend a little too much time with someone, he hurts himself. Or just to get my attention. Oh, so that's how you want to play this. Fu Quan, a bad dog gets punished, you know. She pulled out the candle and rope she always kept on her. I told you before, if you ever pull this self-harm stunt again, I won't go easy on you. Then she wound up and landed a solid kick right to Fu Qing's chest. My lady, I accept my punishment. With Yan Zhao working her magic, Fu Quan ended up tied up nice and tight. I have never seen a knot tied like that in my life. Hold it together, little poke. Cut to the next scene. The alliance leader's crew was still huddled up discussing the cult situation. Basically, any suspect who even mentioned the cult dropped dead on the spot. Still, they managed to piece together some partial intel on the dragon already. The only move left was to plant someone on the inside. But the risk was enormous. Just then, Yan Zhao stirred up some noise from the room next door. The alliance leader rushed over to see what was happening. Yan Zhao spotted someone's shadow and quickly clamped her hand over Fu Qian's mouth. She was so busy eavesdropping she forgot she was still holding the candle. And another sign. Why is it that every time I get close with Fu Qian, there's always someone lurking right outside the door? Last time it was my uncle. This time it's who used. Not gonna lie though, 2 words are thrilling. Then Yan Zhao ran out and grabbed the alliance leader by the arm. Hey, I accidentally overheard some of what you were discussing. Let me be the one to go undercover. Those people are stone cold killers. The alliance leader didn't want Zhou walking into danger. But once Yan Zhao set her mind on something, there was no stopping her. He figured. So he'd better focus on how to keep her safe. Cut to the next scene, Yan Zhao had gone deep undercover, and she spotted her own uncle. Yan Zhao's mind went completely blank. Was that really my uncle just now?
Something's not right.
Setting aside the fact that he never lowered himself to deal with. He's an old man who barely leaves the house. How could he possibly be all the way out here? Whatever the case she was in, that was what mattered. Forget it, deal with what's in front of you first. She exchanged a glance with Fu Qiao and pulled out the props they prepared in advance. Yanzhou grabbed her stomach and started trying to stop the crowd from drinking the poison laced with parasites. The moment there was a scene, the cult members drew their blades straight up ruthless, no questions asked. 跟前面想 watch out, my lady. And Yanzhou fell right into her uncle's arms.
She's mine.
Who dares touch her? Yanzhou finally made his move against his uncle. Easy there, hubby. Here's how the story goes. Well, look at you, lucky guy. You've been ditching me, and this is where you've been hiding. Just Villa. Who's the little vixen that's got you so wrapped up? I followed you. I've been totally left in the dark. Uncle was exhausted and completely out of sync, while Yanzhou was totally in the zone, getting more and more into it. What's wrong with your stomach?
Feeling sick.
I got caught up with things today and neglected you. That's how even the big bosses fall for the cute and sneaky type. Hey, is something wrong with your water supply? Why are there bugs in that? What if someone gets sick from drinking that? The other guy got cheated out by Yanza so bad he looked like a scolded puppy, too scared to say a single word back. We're calling off the ceremony right now and giving everyone compensation. We've prepared a guest room. Please, Lord Yin and young master, go rest. Yan Zhao used the chance to slip his dad's name tag to the guy, telling him to take it to get some medicine. The real plan was to dig up background info on him, cause Yan Zhao grabbing his uncle's hand and bone rubbing all over his face. He wasn't even trying to hide that he wanted credit. Uncle, what are you doing here? I had something to investigate. And you? Why would you come to such a dangerous place? Don't tell me you're just here to mess around. I cried out, no way, it wasn't just to mess around. Uncle quickly slapped a hand over his mouth. Walls have ears. You need to get showed his uncle firsthand what it means to be a real player with acting chops. Not to mess around. Then what did you come to find me for? Then he leaned in and whispered, Uncle, what do you think? Pretty quick on my feet. Jingli hubby. That whole act left Uncle completely dumbfounded. Uncle, come on, play along. I rushed all the way here and I'm beat. You can't just leave me doing a one-man show the whole time. Uncle isn't the type to play along with the kids, but he almost got swept up in it himself. The crowd watching was thinking, big shots really go all out. That was seriously convincing. Uncle finally snapped. How long are you planning to stand there and watch? Get out of here! The other guy realized he'd been busted and both drained inside and out. Uncle finally had a moment to get to the truth. Alright, give me the real reason. Yan Zhao cleared his throat. He couldn't exactly say he'd been reborn or dreamed that the younger brother of the Alliance leader was in danger. So he made up a story about Xiaohu's little brother getting mixed up with the wrong crowd and said he came to scope things out.
Are you out of your mind?
The Yulong sect is seriously dangerous. What were you thinking coming here on your own? He said once they got back, he was going to give both his dad's name tag and Yan Zhao a serious talking to. But that name tag was back. The investigation was starting to come together. Soon the Yulong sect banquet kicked off, and Uncle got pulled away by the sect leader for a meeting. Yan Zhao found wine being poured for him and a plan clicked into the place. He threw it back like a cold blast of ice. Yan Zhou went down drunk, though it's hard to say if it was real or just another performance. After the last time he pulled a drunk act was still fresh in everyone's mind. This wine is nasty, and why is it so hot in here? Quick, take me to find my husband. Oh, Yan Zhao was drooling over her uncle's chest. Slow. So here's how it all went down. Last time Yan Zhou got drunk and started hollering for her husband. The steward panicked and quickly led Yan Zhao and her father somewhere else. Yan Zhao, all dazed, asked, did you take us the wrong way? There's no sign of my husband anywhere. This is a total wild goose chase. Her father called her instantly and knocked the steward down in one swift move. Why, young master, what are you doing? If we've done something wrong, just say the word. You snake, you actually poisoned my drink. You think I'm that easy to fool? That poison dissolves the second it hits your tongue. You've got maybe 15 minutes to get the end. The steward was terrified now. Nobody wants to die. I'll let you live. Just help me find someone. Cut to the three of them are now in the dungeon. But the guards here had already been taken out. Did someone beat us here? Zhou grabbed the steward by the collar and yanked him off. You playing games with me? Where'd you go? I swear I don't know. Sort of at this point, there's no reason for him to lie. Maybe I had it all wrong. Maybe Xiaohu heard in a random incident this year with no connection to the call. Just then, a scream echoed from deep inside the dungeon. That was Xiaohu's voice. Yan Zhao bolted toward her without hesitation. She found someone on top of Xiaohua in a compromising position. Father, kill him. Beat that bastard to death. Don't hit me, don't hit me. I'm on your side, I'm on your side. Yan, I missed you so much. But when Yan Zhou noticed Xiaohua's injured ankle, her anger flared up all over again. Yan, he's not a bad guy, he's my senior from our sect. That stopped Yan Zhao cold. Mom and Dad said the cult was running wild and wouldn't let me leave, so I snuck out. I was trying to do the right thing, but I was outnumbered and they caught me. My senior came here on orders to help you, and he happened to find me, so he came to get me out. But then we heard your footsteps and I accidentally twisted my ankle. Then what was that scream about? Well, a cockroach crawled on me, scared the life out of me. Alright, we can't stay here. Let's get out of the dungeon now and figure out how to get you all out safely tomorrow. As for that cult guide we knocked out earlier, Father, you know what to do. Xiaohua was taken care of. Yan Zhao found that her uncle had already come back. Wait, her uncle was drunk? Till now, or never. Sleeping in all those clothes must be so uncomfortable. Oh wow, he really is one of those guys who looks slim with clothes on but is totally built underneath. I wonder what it feels like. Might as well sneak a little touch. What do you think you're doing? Oh, uncle, you're awake. Yeah, I found the person we were looking for. So I came to ask if there's any way to get him safely back to the Wuling King. Her uncle straightened his clothes. Your friend hide in father's room and stay put. I'll arrange for him to leave tomorrow. If the cult leader's planning to bail and word gets out, the whole group will turn on each other. That's when we move in and take them all down. But Yan Zhao was still troubled. Mid-conversation, Yan Zhao dozed off right in her uncle's arms. Loves her. Uncle so much. After he laid her down on the bed, she grabbed onto him in her sleep and wouldn't let go, muttering about changing fate and not repeating the same mistakes. That made her uncle furrow his brow. Yan Zhao grew up spoiled and adored in the general's household. Why does she feel so deeply insecure? There's clearly more to this. I need to look into it. Born into a noble household, he now finds himself strung up from the rafters and getting worse. Here's how it all went down. Last time, Yan Zhao was curled up in his uncle's arms, and in his dreams he had his way with his uncle, living his best life. But when he woke up that morning, he realized he'd Well, finished. His head started spinning. He wanted to die of embarrassment. He quickly turned around and made awkward small talk with his uncle, who was already awake, and told him he was leaving with Fu Qiuyan and Xiaohua. His uncle said he was staying behind to wipe out the cult once and for all. According to his uncle, the cult was founded by remnants of the rebel faction he'd crushed years ago. He came back to cut off the Lucy Shenzhen and make things right. Hearing that, Yang Shihao landed in closer. Oh, my ship, the big mistake. Wants to. I want to fix it. Is it too late? Zhao, where there's a will, there's a way. It's never too late as long as your heart's in it. Yang Zhao's eyes lit up, like something had just clicked. And then I want to help take down the cult too. Can I give you a hand with this? Just then Fu Qiuan walked in carrying a hangover remedy. Oh lord, this stuff is brutal. I had Fu Qiuan add some herbs to cool you down and clear things out. Flushed hot. So his uncle had found out about this morning after all. At that moment, he wished he could dig a hole and disappear forever. 他说怎么样啊？我才子爹我笑好啊 ，Master, everything's been taken care of. Good, good. That's our hard evidence. We need to get it to the Wu Alliance as soon as possible. I just love a plan that kills multiple birds with one stone. But I want your help pulling it off. What's this little troublemaker cooking up now? Cut to the Alliance leader has already swept through and cleared out the whole place. But there's still no sign of Zhao anywhere. 就让我 please stay safe. What on earth is this thing? Keep it down, they haven't all cleared out yet. There's actually someone still alive. Take him back with us. Lock it down, move out. 留在了房梁上，磕头眼角 strung up from the rafters. We'll leave the interrogation to you. His uncle stood there holding a small whip, a cold smile on his face. Why did the Woolen Alliance let you only walk away? Or were you in on it? With them from the start. My lord, I swear I never betrayed the Yulong sect. I survived purely by luck. Is that so? You're playing tough. Looks like I'll have to get a little rough with you.